General Hospital spoilers. Scout sees a woman who looks like her mother at Monica's funeral. No one in Port Charles ever imagined the day would come when Monica Quartermain's portrait would be placed on an easel at the center of the Quartermain mansion's grand foyer, surrounded by white lilies, black sashes, and the silent grief of every person whose life she ever touched. General Hospital itself seemed quieter in the days leading to the funeral, like the walls mourned her absence. The nurses' station felt colder, the hallways dimmer, and even the city's constant buzz of drama felt muted. Monica had always been the heart of the Quartermain family, the moral grounding, the fiery spirit, the mother, grandmother, stepmother, great-grandmother, whose love held a wildly unpredictable family together. So when the news broke that Monica had passed peacefully at the mansion, sitting in her favorite armchair after reading a letter from Alan, Port Charles fell still. But no one was prepared for what would happen next, especially little Scout Kane. Because on the day of Monica's funeral, Scout would see a woman that looked exactly like the mother she barely remembered. A woman long dead. A woman whose presence would unravel the Quartermain family in ways no one ever expected. The Quartermain mansion was draped in black. Guests filled the yard, the foyer, the parlor, and the sitting rooms. Caterers moved quietly through the halls. Security was much tighter than usual. Sonny's men, Valentin's men, and even Chase's officers stood guard. Port Charles always turned a funeral into a security nightmare. But this one was personal. Brooklyn was already crying. Ned looked like he had aged 10 years overnight. Olivia was holding Leo so tightly her arms were shaking. Michael stood stiff and silent, Willow at his side. Jason returned from an urgent trip early to stand by the family. And Drew? Drew was trying to keep Scout calm. But even he was struggling. "Daddy," Scout tugged on Drew's sleeve, "is great-grandma Monica going to wake up? Or is she sleeping forever?" Drew knelt so his eyes met hers. "No, baby, she won't wake up. But she's with Grandpa Alan now. And she'll always watch over you." Scout frowned deeply, not crying, but confused. "Is Mommy watching too?" she whispered. Drew froze. Elizabeth Sam McCall, Scout's mother, had died 3 years earlier after a tragic explosion on Pier 47. Scout was young enough that memories were blurry, but old enough that the absence never stopped hurting. Drew forced a soft smile. "Yes, your mommy's watching too." Scout didn't say anything more. But she clutched her little pendant necklace, Sam's necklace, so tightly her knuckles turned white. The main room filled quickly. Old friends, past enemies, forgotten lovers, rival families, they all came. Epiphany's son, Felicia and Mac. Anna, stoic but emotional. Finn, supporting Liz. Tracy Quartermain, surprisingly quiet and dignified. Dante escorting Sonny. Valentin with Charlotte. Carly with Donna. The entire hospital staff. And in a quiet corner, a woman dressed in all black, veil covering her face. Standing alone. No one noticed her. Not yet. Ned spoke first. His voice cracked through every sentence. "She raised me when I didn't deserve it. She forgave me when I didn't expect it. And she believed in this family, even when we gave her every reason not to." Tracy stunned everyone by giving a heartfelt speech, tearful, almost trembling. Michael held his composure through a gorgeous tribute to Monica's life as a doctor. And finally, Drew stepped forward, carrying Scout in his arms until she insisted on standing by herself. Monica believed that family isn't just blood. It's love. It's forgiveness. It's second chances. She saved me, more than once. And she gave Scout a home full of love. He paused. She was strong. And she taught us to be strong too. Scout tugged his sleeve, asking in a whisper, "Can I say something?" The entire room turned. Drew nodded. Scout stepped onto the small footstool. The microphone was lowered. "My great-grandma Monica told me that when people go to heaven, they leave sparkles behind. So I'm going to look for them. And her small voice broke. And I'm going to miss her." The crowd teared up. Drew kissed her head. And that's when it happened. As Scout lifted her eyes, scanning the crowd, her face suddenly changed. Confusion. Shock. Recognition. Her lips parted. Her pulse quickened. Her hands trembled. And her eyes locked on the mysterious veiled woman in the back of the room. Scout tugged Drew's leg urgently, whispering with alarm, "Daddy, Daddy, Mommy's here." Drew blinked, slowly, trying to process the words. What, sweetheart? Scout pointed across the room, right at the woman in black.
That's her.
Mommy. That's Mommy.
Drew froze. His stomach dropped. His breath stopped.
Scout, honey, your mommy can't.
But Scout was already moving.
Already rushing through the crowd. Already pushing past legs, dresses, jackets, purses. Running straight toward the veiled woman. People started turning, following Scout's line of sight. What's happening?
Carly whispered to Jason.
Jason tensed. Drew looks like he's seen a ghost. Valentin stepped forward. Who is that woman?
Brooklyn's hand flew to her mouth.
Oh my God, that looks impossible, Tracy muttered under her breath.
Drew pushed through the crowd, heart pounding. Scout.
Wait.
But he wasn't fast enough. Scout reached the woman first.
She stared at her, breathless. Eyes huge, terrified and hopeful.
Mommy, she whispered.
Is that you?
The woman stiffened. A moment of stillness.
A chilling silence settled across the room.
Then, the woman turned.
And lifted her veil.
The hall gasped. People stood.
Hands covered mouths.
Eyes widened.
Because the woman in the veil
looked exactly like Sam McCall. Same hair. Same eyes.
Same cheekbones. Same build. Same voice when she whispered,
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Scout froze, trembling. That's Mommy, she insisted, louder now. Daddy.
Daddy.
It's Mommy. Drew reached her, pulling her gently behind him.
He stared at the woman. Shock. Fear. Disbelief. Confusion.
Who the hell are you?
Drew demanded.
The woman shook her head slowly. I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just came to pay my respects. By impersonating my dead wife.
Drew snapped.
I'm not impersonating anyone.
Her voice trembled.
Her eyes filled with tears.
And then she whispered.
My name is Serena Maddox.
I'm not your wife. The name hit the room like a slap.
Serena Maddox.
Sister of Jordan and aunt to TJ.
A woman long rumored dead. A woman whose existence had been erased after vanishing during a covert WSB assignment. Anna's eyes widened. Jordan stepped forward, stunned. Curtis froze. Serena?
Jordan whispered, breathless. But you died.
You were killed on assignment.
Serena looked down. They told you that. They told everyone that. But I survived. Barely. The room murmured. But none of it mattered to Scout.
She was crying now. Big, desperate tears. Daddy, that is Mommy.
She looks like Mommy. She sounds like Mommy. Drew hugged her close.
It's okay. It's okay, baby. I've got you.
But Scout pushed against his chest, sobbing harder.
You said Mommy was watching.
You said she could see the funeral. And she did. She came.
She came back.
Jordan took immediate control. Everyone back up. No one leaves the house.
Anna stepped beside her, eyes sharp. Serena, how long have you been in Port Charles? A few months, she admitted. Why didn't you contact your family?
Jordan demanded. We've been mourning you for years. Serena swallowed hard. I couldn't.
It wasn't safe. What does that mean?
Curtis asked. Serena hesitated. I can't explain here. Anna stepped forward.
Then you're coming with us.
Now.
Serena lifted her chin.
I'll cooperate. I always intended to.
But I need to speak with Drew first.
Drew stiffened.
I don't want to talk to you.
Serena swallowed.
It's about Sam.
The room fell silent. Drew stopped breathing.
Jason stepped forward, voice low and dangerous.
What do you know about Sam?
Serena looked directly at him. More than you think. Jordan gave them 5 minutes, supervised, controlled, in the Quartermain study.
Scout wasn't allowed inside.
She waited with Willow, sniffling into tissues.
Inside the study, Drew, Jason, Anna, Jordan, Serena. The door shut. Serena took a deep breath. I know why I resemble Sam.
And I know what happened to her, before her death.
Drew clenched his fists.
Jason's jaw tightened. Anna's expression fell into deep suspicion.
Explain, Jordan said.
Serena paced slowly. Years ago, the WSB ran a covert identity manipulation program. They wanted agents who could blend in anywhere, so they created DNA-compatible doubles.
Drew's frown deepened.
DNA-compatible.
Modified, Serena said.
Not clones.
Not siblings. Engineered likenesses. I was one of them.
Sam was another.
Jason felt the room tilt.
What are you saying? He whispered.
Serena turned to him.
I'm saying that Sam and I were created from the same genetic blueprint.
Not sisters. Not twins.
Something stranger.
Drew stepped back.
You're telling me Sam was part of a WSB experiment?
Yes. Sam never knew, Jason said quietly. She would have told me.
Exactly,
Serena replied. She wasn't told.
The WSB erased the truth from her records.
Anna swallowed hard, her face pale. Who authorized this? She demanded.
Which division?
Serena shook her head.
I'm not here to expose the WSB. I came because Sam wasn't supposed to die.
Drew's heart cracked.
Don't you dare. I mean it, Serena insisted.
She was targeted. The explosion wasn't an accident. And I think the person responsible is still in Port Charles.
While the adults argue behind a closed door, Scout slipped away from Willow. She wandered down the hallway, still crying softly. She missed her mother. Missed Monica. Missed everything that made her small world feel safe. She wished she could talk to Sam, just once. Ask her why she had to leave. Ask where she went. Ask if she could come back. Scout stepped into Monica's room. Everything was untouched. A photograph of Alan. A cardigan draped over the chair. A jewelry box half closed. The scent of lavender. And on the nightstand, a sealed envelope addressed to Drew Kane, to be opened only after my passing. Scout picked it up, stared at it, then quietly carried it to Drew, just as the door of the study opened. Daddy, she said softly, handing him the letter. Great-grandma left this. It has your name. The adults froze. The timing was eerie. Drew opened the envelope with shaking hands. Inside was a single sheet of paper. He unfolded it. Read it. And his face turned white. What does it say? Jason asked. Drew stared at the letter, hands trembling. It says. He swallowed hard. It says that Monica knew someone was coming to Port Charles. Someone who was tied to my past. Someone who wasn't finished with Sam. The room went silent. Jason's jaw tightened. Keep reading. Drew continued. Drew, if Serena Maddox appears, do not trust her until the truth is known. She is not your enemy, but she is not free from the people who controlled her. Protect Scout. Protect Sam's memory. And do not let the past repeat itself. He looked up at Serena with horror. What the hell does this mean? Serena stepped back, shaken. I didn't know Monica wrote that. I don't want to hurt Scout. I don't want to hurt any of you. Anna narrowed her eyes. But someone does. The doors to the study burst open. Brooklyn screamed from the foyer. The power just went out. The mansion plunged into darkness. Scout screamed. Drew grabbed her. Jason reached for his gun. Anna snapped orders. Everyone down. No one moves. A voice echoed from somewhere inside the mansion. Distorted. Mechanical. You were warned to stay out of this. But now you've opened the door. Glass shattered. A window blew inward. Guests panicked. Curtis shouted orders for people to take cover. Olivia shielded Leo. Michael pushed Willow behind him. Sonny motioned for his men. And then, a single spotlight flickered on, landing directly on Serena Maddox. The voice returned, chilling and calm. She wasn't supposed to break cover. Now she will pay the price. A laser sight marked her chest. Anna screamed. Get down. A gunshot shattered the silence. Serena fell backward, screaming in pain as the bullet grazed her shoulder. Drew shielded Scout, pulling her under a table. Jason dove toward the shooter's position. Sonny's men returned fire. Jordan radioed for backup. Anna tackled Serena behind a sofa. The mansion erupted in chaos, guests crying, shouting, running for cover. When the lights flickered back on, the shooter was gone. Vanished. Like a shadow. But he left behind a symbol carved into the wooden paneling near the broken window. A circle. A line through it. And 3 letters. SOI. Serena's face went white. Oh God, she whispered. They found me. Anna grabbed her arms. Who are they?
Serena's voice trembled. The Sons of Inferno. A rogue WSB faction.
They are the ones who killed Sam.
Drew felt like the world had stopped. Jason's eyes burned.
Scout sobbed harder, clinging to her necklace.
And Serena whispered the final blow.
They wanted Sam. Because they were trying to get to you, Drew. Hours later, the mansion was secured. Paramedics treated Serena. Guests were transported home. But the Quatermains remained shaken. Scout clung to Drew, still shaken, whispering, "Daddy."
I thought she was Mommy. I really thought she came back. Drew kissed her forehead, voice breaking. I know, sweetheart. I know.
Jason stood by the fireplace, staring at the carved SOI symbol. They came into the Quatermain house, he said quietly. They planned this.
They wanted us scared. Anna nodded grimly.
And they succeeded.
Jordan joined them.
We have no idea how deep this goes. The WSB won't talk. The Sons of Inferno operate internationally. And Serena may be the only lead. Drew looked at Serena with bitter pain. So what now?
Serena's eyes softened.
Now, we find out why they targeted Sam. And why they are coming after you. That night, Scout slept curled against Drew's chest. But she dreamed. A dream where Monica stood in a garden of white flowers. Holding hands with Sam. Both smiling. Both calling her name. Scout, Sam whispered sweetly. We are always with you.
Scout ran to them.
They hugged her, warm, glowing, safe. But then, darkness swept across the garden. Taking Sam. Taking Monica. Pulling them away. Scout screamed. No. Come back. Mommy. Great-grandma. She woke up crying. Drew held her, tears in his own eyes. It's okay. I'm here. I'm right here. Scout sobbed into his chest. I saw Mommy. She was real. I know she was. And Drew, heart shattered, whispered, I believe you. Because deep down. The next morning, before sunrise, Chase arrived at the Quatermain mansion with new information.
Drew, he said quietly.
There's something you need to see. He handed Drew a sealed evidence bag. Inside was a letter, found hidden in a hollow part of the broken window frame. The handwriting was unmistakable. Drew felt his heart stop. It's Sam's handwriting, he whispered. Jason's breath caught. Scout gasped. Drew opened the letter. Inside, in Sam's unmistakable script. Drew, if anything happens to me, find Serena Maddox. She holds the truth. And she will protect Scout when I no longer can. The bottom contained a final, chilling line. The Sons of Inferno are coming. Do not trust anyone, not even the WSB. Drew staggered back. Jason grabbed his shoulder. Scout whispered. Daddy, does that mean Mommy really was here? Drew hugged her tightly. Eyes wet. Voice shaking. I don't know, sweetheart. But we're going to find out. Monica's funeral ended in devastation. But it marked the beginning of something deeper. Darker. A war that had started years earlier. With Sam. A war that now threatened Scout. A war that Serena Maddox had tried, and failed, to escape. In the shadows outside the Quatermain gate, a man watched the house. Smiling. Whispering. Phase 1 successful. He touched the symbol tattooed on his wrist. SOI. Then disappeared into the trees.